which isn't too bad. Like, all things considered, they do seem to reward you slightly better, but I do kind of wish... I get why you have to pay to play, but I do wish that wasn't a fucking thing, and then you could shoot entirely for just...
You have to pay to play, because if you don't, it gets too close to simulated gambling, and we can't be having that. It's also close to the way I believe Japan handles their totally not gambling game parlor things.
Okay. I'll just focus on... That's where that one is. Then it's just a matter of...
Oh, the red one's worth 5, not 10.
Yes, but... Given everything that's going on here, I've got my 10 back, which means I've made at least what I paid to get
in
here.
And you were like 10 seconds faster.
Yes. Let's just see what
up like 12.
Let's just
see. So it's like 10 seconds faster.
23, 12, 0. Yeah, I got 100 even. Yeah, and I earned 35. Okay. So, on average, that I can get about 35 to 40, which really isn't that bad. But if I could win the big slot machine, I would get 50.
You guys just start trying to...
Now, at the very least...
to get the big slot machine.
Well, the thing is, because of the extra money, if I save between some things and I just kind of reset in and out of the file, if we're all going to sit here and record this for a minute, if I can time the big slot machine, I'll get 50. But I can at least get a clean 35-ish out of the tube game, which...
Though because of the always having to pay 10, you're technically making 20.
25, yes.
Out of the tube game.
Yeah, but that is technically...
How much you have to put into the slot machine? Is it 5?
It depends, I think.
Oh, 4.
Yeah. Now, even with a flower as a 30, but the star is 50... Just a matter of on the star on the top is past the other. Oh, dang it! Try to get that.
Well, wait, the star is at that side corner, I think.
No,
it has to be the one in the center.
It's the one in the center.
Oh, it's not one of those then.
Yeah, meaning if I get to the, well, I don't. It's timing, but it's like. I believe it's when you see the flower is the flower is next to hold on. In this rotation, power block. The flower is next to the second power block. God damn it! I could at least get the flower. It's just a timing thing. The flower is next to... God damn it! Reset if I need to. If I could get the star, I would get the 50. This is my problem with shit like this, though. Even with the timing, I've never been good at timing. For anything. If I could at least get 30, that would be phenomenal. course. Ow. Yeah, I'm just can reset the file. My problem with all this timing kind of stuff. Alright. Can reset. I've just never been good at timing crap. That's my problem. I've just never been good at timing games. I might show this, which I didn't do on GameCube, just to see the variants. So, because I still suck at the timing, because I'm on recording and it's still difficult, this other trouble gives you this other minigame, and I might get that trouble time to play that minigame and see on average, and just save money, and just buy points if I need to, and just play a bunch of the minigames. It's this guy, yep. It's who I thought it was. Okay, we'll do this then. Every, power had, like, a little minigame. And this is the playing game. And the playing game converts points into, like, roll distance. And because in this version, the plane's a little bit easier to control, if I can, on average...
Not just points. Not just converting the, like, distance into points. The other thing was the playing game, at least in the original. Now, they could have, if they were aware of this fact, they could have altered the playing game to be harder, so that it's not as easy. Like, the playing game is fixed every time, because it is fixed every time. If you basically do the, like, exact same sequence of movements in the exact same order every time, you will always land on one of those doubling panels. So if you get the timing down for that, you can always basically land on the first doubling panel at the same spot and always make a profit. At least that was how it worked in GameCube. Like I said, they could have altered or something.
We can see, but realistically, if I feel like I need to, well,
it might
take a little bit longer.
I was going to say it was the playing game. While it is technically like far lower, if you get the consistency, like the basically consistency of the one pattern down, at least in GameCube, the playing game you could technically always make a profit off of. Now, would it be a high profit? But it would be a profit. And because it would be only a few, like, seconds, 2 or 3 seconds to get your profit, you could basically keep repeating it, so on and so forth. But again, like I said, that was how it worked in GameCube. They could have made changes to be.
I just suck at the timing.
Because a funny thing was them technically making the timing game was the slots more consistent as opposed to the pain in the ass.
Oh, it is way easier to time.
But no, I was gonna say the funny thing because of that, the stars.
The stars payout is half of what you could get on GameCube.
It is actually lower than the all sevens on GameCube.
The all sevens on GameCube was 100. The all sevens on GameCube was 100.
Imagine if instead of being times, imagine instead of being plus, it was times. It was like times 50. You spend like 4, but it's then like times 50.
It's fine. I can show some other stuff and can cut around. The hide and seek champion dude's up here.
That guy?
Yeah.
Why is he right there?
What?
Why is he right there?
So, you found me. Curses. I
Sir,
thought for sure no one would find me here.
Sir, what were you thinking?
You see, I just love sneaking and hiding so much it never stops. It was a hobby, but I kept hiding, and soon I was known as the hide-and-seek Koopa. Koopook? I thought it was you. We used to be neighbors back when we were barely show high. Koops, is that you? This is why I wanted it. I love this little interaction. Same Koops who always had to be it when we played hide and seek, but you never found me, not once. I can't believe you finally did it. Remember back then, one day you hid, no one ever found you. That was the very day I decided to become a hide and seek Koop. I've hid and snuck my way through life. Yep, that's a big day. Since you found me, I'll give you what I promised. Found this while I was traveling. I don't need it. I'm off. Time to go back for a new hiding place. Because I got a lot to learn. A lot to learn about hiding if you found me, Koops. Nice seeing you, though. See you later.
Wow, even on complimenting you, man had to be backhanded about it.
It's only fair to give Koops.
That's like one of the few, special interactions.
Yes. This is the card for the playing game. It's where I thought it was, and also I can just fall down. We're basically back at the start. So with that distraction out of the way, what I was going to say, if I really need to, well, it will be kind of annoying, because it's not going to take super long. If I need to, because of the average of the tube game, damn it, because of the average of the tube game, if I just pay a little bit of money between the tube games, it takes about 4 tube games to afford one of the power badges. And if we're talking for a minute, because this is definitely on recording, the minimum amount of damage to defeat anything in the game in 4 jumps or less, you want a minimum of 55 damage. Or if you want to round up, 56 is fine, but 55 is the bare minimum. But if you want to beat everything in the game in 3 jumps or less, you need to boost up so that your minimum amount of damage is 70. 70 barely beats anything in the game in 3 jumps. Though 55 pretty much defeats anything in the game in 4 or less.
So I'd say just shoot for 55 or 60.
No, hold on. No, the 60 doesn't add. I often did 64 as a buffer, but I realized, realistically, because of the amount of health certain things have,
it was more for certain, like...
55 is the 55 is the minimum to beat everything in the game in 4 jumps or less. If you want to guarantee 3 jumps or less, you need...
The reason I said 55 or 60 is it's for certain things defense values. Now, it is very, very rare, but there are...
I've done a bunch of math. Nothing in the game, if your minimum damage is 55, nothing in the game can survive...
You just go do the thing now.
I am doing the thing, but I'm explaining this. No, I did the math earlier to make sure of something. 55 is the minimum for 4 jumps. If you boost your damage up to 60... I mean, not 60, damn it. 70. If you boost your damage up to 70, 3 jumps becomes the minimum to defeat anything in the game. That's accounting for defense. Even with certain extra stuff in this game. $55 is still the minimum. 55 barely works as a minimum. So if you want a slightly higher minimum, especially if you've been having trouble with the 4 jumps, 70 attack means you can ice anything in 3 jumps or less. I literally did the math. save. I can just see. I get why they increased the prices, but it annoys me.
Though because of the increasing the prices, they also increase the payout these mini games can give.
Yes.
Like apparently the red Pianta coins are actually new.
Yes.
Like weren't in the original.
$300, $8, $400.
Oh my god, they
Fine.
made the plus. They're not. The plus are a less payout because it's now only +1 as opposed to being a times. But because it's less, they are now bigger and easier to hit. But they give you less.
Yes, that's why I wanted to see.
Though because of that, that still technically again means because of. Huh. Oh, it depends on what the plus is.
Yes. But I did touch a plus. That's why I was just seeing.
Yeah, that's because it's like.
Yeah. I just made a 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, the playing game is a little bit inconsistent.
Well, like. Well, inconsistent if you're hitting the +1. If you were able to hit the. If you were able to basically always grab that red Pianta coin and hit the +3 as opposed to hitting one of the +1s, you could get much. Because your first attempt, you made 22. And see, there you made 20.
Yes.
So because you made 20, you made a profit of 10. So that's why if you could constantly hit like one red Pianta coin and get the +3, you could probably make maybe roughly around 25, meaning you're technically making a profit of like 15.
God damn it. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, of course. Damn it. I've just never liked these mini games. Oh, damn it! I might actually go back to my previous save. I know I'll lose some stuff, but I want to try to go back, make a decent profit. If I can get, like, with the tube game, it's a very similar thing. If I can at least get a decent, consistent, like, 25, it will only take...
But, like, if you could get around 20 or 25 on the playing game, it's far faster than, like, the tube game.
That was my point, yes. So I'm like, reset. Alright.
Because the...
I reset to try to get points back because I just don't like the minigames. Because I ended up making a decent profit. I'm going to try... do the playing game. Try to at least get a decent profit and save, and then maybe shoot for that 3 just to see on average what we can get. But if I get a decent profit first, I might save, like exit, save, and then shoot for the 3. I just never liked these stupid mini games. And I reset so I can get my points back. Now I'm going to, on average, at least. Yes! 11. It's a +1.
Yeah,
20.
20.
That's fine enough. Okay. That's an even. Slightly worse than that other score, but I don't mind. Alright. Go save. It's time for the question of the day. And my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your overall opinion on the playing game in the remake? Personally, I like the changes, but I still suck at the playing game, even though a lot of people swear by the playing game. I was never able to get it consistently, so I don't really like the playing game, but I do like the changes, and I do understand why people swear by the playing game, even if I personally hate it, because I'm not that good at it, because I could never get the rhythm down that would let you get a huge multiplier. So, in my opinion, the playing game is kind of bad. But I will acknowledge that is my own problem. But I don't really have much to say beyond that. I just thought this topic would be interesting since they changed the playing game a little bit. So now a lot of people swear by the playing game and talk about how you can actually earn a good chunk of piantas incredibly easily. But like I said, I'm starting to ramble. So you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.